I want to start by saying something before we even get to your piles. Because the theme for today's reading is a comforting message from Spirit. However, as I was shuffling, I was preparing for the reading, I got a very specific message that needs to be relayed to you before we even get to the cards. And that is, the comforting messages today will be about witnessing your pain while you're still going through a hard time. It's not about explaining any reasons or invalidating what you're feeling. Spirit just wants to show you, to make you feel that even though you don't understand why, even while you're still going through a hard time, Spirit is with you. That Spirit sees you, holds you, and they want you to know that. For your piles today, we have the Queen of Swords with a smooth amethyst stone, the Three of Wands with this raw piece of amethyst, and the Ace of Pentacles with a bottle full of small amethysts. Take your time, take a breath, and once you feel called to your pile, I will see you there. Hello, pile number 1, and welcome to your reading. We're gonna start by having a look at where you are now, and this can serve as a check so you can be sure you are on the right pile. And your first card was the Hermit, which makes a lot of sense because before I started the reading, the image in my mind was someone in the dark, like a very open space, no lights. I could just see this figure, and it actually kind of even looked like this specific card because I couldn't see the shape of the person. It was like they were wearing robes. And the thing is, sometimes going into darkness, looking at our shadows, doing some healing work, can be very benefit. And the Hermit talks about that, like going inside and finding your own light. But in my vision, I didn't see the person's light. As you see here in the card, the Hermit always carries a little lantern, a little, it represents your inner wisdom. And going within can help you find said inner wisdom. But the figure I saw didn't have that. And that's not to say you have no wisdom inside to find. It just meant that the way to find the light has been kind of lonely. Has been, honestly, the word that came to my mind now was tiresome. It was, I'm just tired. I'm just tired. I'm gonna speak freely because there's a lot coming, and I'm just gonna say as it comes. I heard it. I'm tired. How much more healing there can be, how much more search I have to do. I just want to stop. And you also have the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords talks about someone who is very good at relying on their mind, someone who's very good at dealing with their mental world. So for some of you, you count on your mind, you think of your mind as a great tool, and it is. Our minds are amazing, but perhaps you have been lost in your mind a little bit. Oh, I see. Oh yeah, I see. Some of you have been you have been looking for self-knowledge, self-improvement. Perhaps even you learned tarot, if you come into the spirituality world through searching yourself, believing that if you meditate for hours, or if you read this book and do this ritual and that ritual, that will save you, that will I'm sorry, that will makes things easier for you. And oh my god, my throat. And wow, sorry, that happens a lot when I start channeling. Let me drink a little bit of water. But yeah, I think that's where you are now. I think you're here, you're looking, you're searching, you want to reach spirit, you want to reach your spirit guides, you want to learn your inner voice and trust your intuition, and you're doing so much work, but instead of feeling that things are being resolved, you are feeling tired. I think that's where you are now. If that resonates, then this is your pile. If not, maybe check the other piles. Now we're gonna see what spirit wants to tell you. What is the message for pile number 1? Wow. Didn't I say you rely a lot on your mind, and your mind is a very powerful tool you have? You have 3 swords cards here, and you have the Queen, the King, and the Page of Swords. Yeah, we're also gonna use this card here. It's an oracle card. We'll be using that. And yeah, oh yeah, let's start with the oracle card, because it says, hello from heaven. Your loved ones in the spirit world want to connect with you as much as you want to connect with them. They know you've been thinking of them, and they're sending you signs and symbols to show you how much they love you, to prove they're with you at this time. Wow. Because that's exactly the energy I was talking about in the intro, that I was feeling before even starting to film. It's spirit just, you see in this message, there's nothing about spirit saying, oh, this suffering is it's part of a big purpose and whatever. They just want you to know that they're here. And for a lot of you, it might be someone that's not in your life anymore, that is not in this physical plane anymore. If you have a loved one that has passed away, or even a pet, or any living being that was important to you and is not here anymore, they're with you. And I think they want, I have this urge, this immense need of making sure that you know that you're not alone, and they are sending you signs all the time. Perhaps one of those those elements in this image could be a sign for you. We have a butterfly. We have a butterfly here. We have a dragonfly, coins, a rose, feathers. We also have an eagle here. I think it's an eagle, but birds in general, a white and a black bird here. So maybe those are signs with which spirit is signaling to you, I'm here. Especially at moments when things feel very hard, when things feel, when you feel lost, when you feel like, okay, I got an example, because right now you're watching this tarot reading, and I got the feeling of someone who keeps watching a lot of tarot videos, and the more they watch, the less they feel comforted. The messages are mixed, and you just don't feel like spirit is there. Or perhaps if you're into praying or meditating and you don't feel spirit's present, perhaps you did feel it before, but not anymore, and they're just saying, no, we never left, we're here. Maybe look for us in uncommon places. maybe we won't be able to communicate with you with a full 1 hour reading, but we can send you a butterfly when you're feeling lonely. We can send you a small message in the physical world. I think for this fire, the presence comes in physical objects. It's less like a feeling and more like something you can see and you can touch. Yes? Oh yeah, and also you have the High Priestess here. You have the Hermit and the High Priestess. When I said before that you are into spiritual practices and like you really are trying to learn and get into those things, this is not a bad thing. This is great. You have a very high intuition and it works for you. But what happens is that, you see, with the King, well, let's start with the Page of Swords. Page of Swords is a student, is someone who's learning new things, who's eager to learn. And that's great, but, okay, I feel like speaking freely again. What you can read, what you can watch, what you can learn from other sources, material sources, it's very valuable. But nothing replaces your intuition. Nothing replaces your own personal experience with spirit. Even though they did say here to look for physical signs, this is just to confirm what you're feeling. This, not feeling, experiencing. This is a confirmation that they are here with you. Because sometimes, since you have such a strong intuition, you might feel when you, how do I put this? Okay, I'm gonna try to give you an example. You are a highly spiritual person with a high intuition, a strong intuition, and I'm gonna use myself as an example, but I think that's better. Before, some years ago, when I had my first spiritual awakening, I was able to meditate for like 2 hours non-stop, and I would feel such a presence. I was in such a place that I was tuned to spirit. And of course that was great, but at one time I felt that I needed to come back down and live here on earth. But then that was great, that's what I wanted, but then I started questioning myself. Was that all fake, or has the spirit moved away, or am I not doing good enough to be in communication with spirit? And that led to a dark place. And what I had to learn, what I'm learning, what I think spirit wants me to share with you is that we are humans. We are made to live in human world. To the frequencies of this plane and the frequency of the spiritual plane, they are not supposed to be mingled all the time. And the fact that you are not experiencing all those spiritual moments doesn't mean that spirit is not with you anymore. I've heard before in the spiritual community people saying that if you're going through a hard time, if your mental health is not okay, or if you're going through difficulties, that means it's harder for you to connect with spirit. It's a low frequency, you know. And first of all, low frequency doesn't mean necessarily bad frequency. And even if it did, nothing can separate you from spirit. It happens that in certain circumstances, we just don't have the time or the energy to pay attention to, how do I say, it's not that we need to be paying attention necessarily, but, you know, if a friend calls you and you're not home because you're busy doing something else, like working so you can get money and survive, it's not your fault that you couldn't pick up the call. You were just dealing with other things right now. And the thing is, spirit will keep trying to call. They will if they call your phone and you didn't pick up, then they will text you. If you don't see the text, they will send you a bloody pigeon. Anyway, maybe pigeon is important because we have birds and feathers here. Anyway, and then we have the King of Swords. And with the King of Swords, as I saw, your mind is a strong mind. And you rely on it a lot. But also, okay, I see the message. Because the King of Swords, even though he's great at making decisions, at seeing things with clarity and objectivity, this can lead to, it's kind of a contradiction. Not a contradiction, but kind of opposite ways of interacting with the world. The High Priestess, she sees she reads between the lines. She sees the message behind the simplest objects, while the King of Swords will try to rationalize everything. And meaning can be lost when we're talking about communication with spirit. It can be lost when we try to rationalize, because we can add to the information things that could cause some anxiety. Yeah, for example, you're going through a hard... okay. I was going to say something, but I got something completely different, because I felt called to leave a message at the beginning of the reading, specifying that this reading is not for those who are looking for messages such as everything's going to be okay, for example. And then I heard now in my mind that for you, if you're going through a hard time and someone tells you everything is going to be okay, your absolutely amazing mind will tell you that, well, I feel invalidated, or, well, how is that any help to know that everything is going to be okay? It's hard now. I need an answer for how I feel right now. Anyway, and you're not wrong. What you need sometimes is not those kinds of messages that are so generic and that carry so much with them that they can feel uncomfortable. And you're not wrong. But Spirit just wants to tell you this. It's not saying everything is going to be okay. Their messages sometimes is just that you should... it's not should, that's not the right word. Just give me a second. I see. Whenever you feel that Spirit is talking to you, if those questions start to rise, the message is not for you. But you also need to have the High Priestess. When you hear a message, when you see a message, we're talking about pigeons and birds and stuff, if you see that, and the first gut instinct you have is, oh, Spirit is with me, and that's it. It doesn't mean anything else. It's just, I'm not alone. I can count with Spirit's strength as well as mine. Stay with that, because it's possible that your mind will go from that to questioning everything. And it's fine if it does. It's amazing if it does. If you're in the spiritual community, having good critical thinking skills is absolutely necessary. But yeah, trust your intuition, hear your mind, but don't let your mind override what your intuition is trying to tell you. All right, and now to finalize, we will have a look at... I thought about this as a last wisdom or action that you can take right now. And it says, yeah, Wow, wait, let's stop here for a moment. We started this reading talking about your inner wisdom with the Hermit, and you're looking for it. And look what I have here. You know what to do. And it's Archangel Uriel, and he's holding a light. He's holding a lantern like the Hermit. Oh, that makes me... Wow. And it says, trust your inner knowledge and act upon it without delay. We talked about you not finding your inner knowledge, and I think the overall message here is the knowledge is there. You are the High Priestess after all. It's just that when you're looking for it, you can get lost. You can let your mind misguide you or send you different directions. And if you stop for a second and go to that place, like with the Hermit, find a place with you that is not what a book says, it's not what a spiritual guru says, not even what I'm saying, but it's your own wisdom. It's going through the portal of the High Priestess, and then you will know what to do. And then you have the Sun. You had 3 major arcana cards here, and they tell a story. They tell of someone looking for wisdom, someone who finds out that they are the reason's not anywhere outside, they are the reason, and someone who's able, with the Sun, to transform that wisdom into daily actions. And that's not to say that everything is going to be okay. Your problems will be solved the moment you find your inner wisdom. It's just that the light, that makes a lot of sense. Wow. Because I saw you in the dark before the reading, and now we see you finding this lantern. And now with the Sun, what does the Sun do? It shines so bright that we can see where we're going. Then I saw it again. The image I saw in the beginning, it was in the dark, it was a dark night. There's no light. The Sun will rise if you start going inside you, not looking for what others said inside you, but what was always there inside you. And then you're not alone in the dark anymore. You are standing under a beautiful sunny day. Alright, pile number 1, this is what I have for you today. And thank you very much for joining me for this reading. If you feel like it, leave a comment below. Share it with people you think might benefit from this reading. And let me know which pile you chose and if any of it resonated with you. Bye. Hello, pile number 2, and welcome to your reading. We're gonna start by having a look at where you are right now. And this can serve as a guide to tell us if this is your pile. If it resonates with what you're going through right now, then this is your pile. If not, perhaps look for a different one. And we're starting here with 3 of Wands and the 6 of Swords. I feel that you are moving. For some of you, you are moving like from one house to another house, to a city to another city, a country to another country, like physically moving. Or you are going through a transition phase. We started in the intro, we talked about how I felt that some of you, well, if you're here, I would say all of you are going through a hard time for a long while now. However, I think this group, you are starting to feel the change. It's been hard for a long time, but now, maybe for the first time in God knows how long, you start feeling that things are about to change. For some of you, things are already changing. For others of you, you can smell change in the air. It's not fast change, it's slow change, it's arduous change too. For example, we talked about some of you moving from house to house or country to country. If you have to move anywhere, you have to pack everything, you have to label everything, you have to ship it some things, or anyway, you have to ship yourself if you're going somewhere far, you have to fly. It takes time. And it's not just, oh, I'm gonna walk out of the house with my key and that's it. So its arduous change. It's change that you've been wishing for, but also working towards for a long time. It's quite a different energy from pile number 1 here. All right, that's it. If that makes sense for you, if that resonated, then this is your reading. Let's look what Spirit wants to tell you. We have the Knight of Cups, the Ace of Cups, wow, and the 8 of Wands. All right, I'm gonna start with the, oh wait, I wanted you to also, oh yeah. I want to start with the most obvious message here that maybe for a few of you, well, I was going to say one thing, but I'm gonna say it differently, because I heard like this. For some of you, the hardship was a person or the lack of a person. So if you were in a relationship, if you were in a relationship where things were hard, you know, where you didn't feel appreciated, that specifically came to me now. If you didn't feel appreciated, and there are 2 different cases. If you were with someone, or it can also be a friend, a work environment, you know, a boss or a co-worker, or a love, a romantic relationship where you didn't feel appreciated, this is changing. This is changing now. I will talk specifically to those of you who are looking for a romantic partnership, because the other part of this message was, well, you might be thinking, I wasn't in a partnership at all. It's not that I didn't feel appreciated, I just didn't have anyone. And you wanted someone. Well, this is changing too. I will give a specific scenario that came to my mind, that when we're talking about things changing. So you've been wanting a person, a romantic partner, for a long time, and for a while there was not even a sign of someone coming. And now perhaps what I saw was like, you're texting someone, or you went out on a first date with someone, or you met someone at a party and you had a very good conversation and sparks were flying. I think this person might be your person. Or it might be one person that will be meaningful for you. We can have more than just one person, so this can be one of them. Or it could be the one for some of you too. And what Spirit wants to tell you, that's quite interesting, because the initial message before I was shuffling the cards was, the Spirit doesn't want to tell you to give you false promises. So if this is coming out this way, I think some of you need to hear that, that things are about to change really, really fast. And I'll say that because, believe it or not, I'm a bit of a skeptical. I would believe this reading 100% if that's already happening, even if it's like in small ways. If you met someone but nothing is quite sure yet, you just, you know, went along, things like, you know, when you meet someone and you're like, oh, I think I like that person, even if it's just that. If you don't know anyone yet, if you're still feeling lonely, if you're still wishing to find a romantic partner, then this is not for you. But if you are, your romantic life is about to change for good. There is someone coming with a loving offer, and things will move fast. I saw it like this. Before I mentioned like someone texting. And in my mind, I see a whole story. I see you met someone and you're texting right now, and maybe next week they want to go out, or even earlier than that, they want to go out for a date, for a drink, and then, you know, in a month you're already so into each other, things are moving really fast. And in case you are not into romantic partnerships, if that's not relevant to you, this could also mean a friendship. It could also be a friend. You could have been wanting to find a friend, and you just started talking to someone that, you know, feels like could be a potential friend. Yeah, I think this friendship has a lot to offer for both of you. And here we have give back. Today is the day to cast aside the normal routines and make your main purpose to serve. It is about giving back without any thoughts of or expectation of getting anything in return. Reach out and touch other people's spirits, as it's highly likely that someone really needs it today. And I think that makes sense with the rest of the message, because when we want to find a partner, a friend, or the perfect job, the perfect work environment, we are also giving. Yes? And what Spirit wants to tell you is this. Things are getting better. Believe that only if you can already see the signs that things are getting better. And as they do get better, remember to share. For example, that didn't sound great. I'm gonna explain it a little bit better. When we are in a hard place, of course, we don't always have a lot to give. Our cups are very empty, and our priority is to fill them up again, so we are able to be with others, to help others, to serve others. But when things are starting to get better, your cup is overflowing. And that's not even asking of you to do anything you don't want to do, because when you're feeling happier, it's automatic. You automatically start spreading happiness. You automatically start spreading love without even noticing. It's not an effort. And yeah, again, with the example of going on a date and stuff, I see you going on a date, and then you come back and you call your friends, or you tell someone you really care about how it went, and you're so happy and giggly and your friends are so happy for you. And that's it. That's all the Spirit is saying. But also there's another message here for those of you who but actually for all of you, because the whole purpose of this reading is to tell you that Spirit is with you. And in this image here we have two hands, one hand on top of the other, and I saw this as Spirit holding your hand, like, I'm here too. I've been here all this time while it was hard, while things are changing, and as things progress, I'll still be here with you. And I think a lot of you know that. I think this is a specific pile where a lot of you feel Spirit all the time. You have like, I heard like, oh, we're buddies. Maybe you and your Spirit guides really have a relationship that is like a friendship or like a partnership. And yeah, that's what I wanted to tell you here. I wanted to point a few things, because I was being drawn to the image of this horse here. So if you are, if you have a horse, if you're a horse person, into horses, this could be meaningful to you. If you were born, I want to say if you were born on the year of the horse, but I have no idea about those things, I'm sorry. It might be confirmation. Also, if you are a Pisces or an Aquarius, this could be a confirmation for you, because I was also drawn to the fish. I never noticed that there were fishes in this card. on this card, and I noticed it now. It also made me think that maybe the person you are that's coming into your life, that they are kind of the opposite of you, in the sense, I'm gonna give a simple example. Oh, you really like colorful clothes, and they are a more darker or a more neutral palette, or if you have a certain coloring with your skin and hair, and this person might have a color that's a lot different than yours, or just the personality. It's if you are more of an outgoing person, this person might be a more shy person. Because when I saw both fishes here, I thought of yin and yang, and this might be a confirmation for you. Let me see if I see any more signs. Of course, we have the roses here. Oh yeah, we have roses, and I also noticed the lotus flowers here. Flowers in general might be significant to you. All right. Now we will have a look at, this is supposed to be kind of a last wisdom or action that spirit wants to share with you. So let's see. Oh wow, wow, guys, I just filmed pile number 1, and I told you it's a very different energy, and your pile has a more optimist energy, because I've told many times already, Spirit didn't want to say lightly that things are going to be okay, that everything's alright, but for this pile specifically, I really do think things are getting better. And if it is so, please let me know in the comments, so I know I'm not crazy, because I have this feeling like things are really getting better. Here we have all is well with Archangel Jeremiah, and it says everything is happening exactly as it's supposed to. With hidden blessings, you will soon understand. Man, I said in the intro specifically, this is not a message that is just going to say everything's going to be okay, everything's happening for a reason, and now Spirit is contradicting me. But it's for a good, it is for a good reason, because in this case, it really is. Things are happening. Here you have the Four of Cups again. You have the Knight of Cups, the Ace of Cups, and the Four of Cups. So I think that this person that's coming into your life, they like things were working in the background, before you saw it. So they were coming towards you. You were going towards them even before you meet, you know, before anything happens. Well, that's exactly what I said I didn't feel I would be saying today, but I don't know if I mentioned that in the intro, because I thought, oh, I was thinking when I said that, I thought, well, maybe it will, and then we will talk about it when it comes, but I don't know if I said it, because I think I wanted to make the intro a little bit shorter, but I remember thinking it. And yeah, all is well. But again, I will remind you, please, if you don't already feel that things are moving, please take another pile, because this is not for you. I'm not to say that if you don't feel that things are moving, that they are not, or that things are not getting better. They might be, but this is a specific pile, because we have here the Three of Wands and the Six of Swords. It's for those who are already there. You're already on the threshold. Things are already happening, or at least you already feel that things are about to change, okay? I don't want anyone to think, I don't want anyone to get out of this reading thinking, oh, that lady on the internet said that things are getting better, so things will get better, and then things are still hard, and you start doubting the universe, you start doubting Spirit, because things didn't happen as the reading said it would. This was the most important thing for me when I was thinking about this reading. Spirit's comforting message is to build trust, not to drive you away. So anyway, thank you so much, Pyre number 2, for being here. I hope this message brought you some hope, some joy, and I would love to know if any of it resonated for you. If you feel like it, leave a comment, subscribe, share this message with anyone you think might benefit from it, and I will see you in the next reading. Bye bye. Hi, Pyre number 3, and welcome to your reading. We're gonna start by having a look at where you are right now, and this will serve as a confirmation that this is your right pile. So if what we see here resonates with how things are going in your life, then this is your pile. If not, perhaps check a different one. We have the Ace of Pentacles and the Ace of Swords. Interesting, 2 aces. Let me think, because aces in tarot always speak of something new, a new beginning. Oh, I see. Okay, it's not that there's not a new beginning. There is, but for some of you, you've been feeling like things don't get past the new beginning. You will start a project, you have an idea, and then, okay, I have an idea, I'm gonna make it into a reality. Some of you, you never leave the idea space, like it's only an idea, you are not able to make it into a concrete project. For other of you, you have the idea and you can even start creating reality, but it never gets past that. For example, I have an idea that I want to start a YouTube channel. Some of you, you'll be thinking, I want to start a YouTube channel, I want to start working in social media, I want to start a new education, I want to, anyway, anything. But you never really do anything about it. For others of you, you can start, oh, I will start posting videos online, and you post 1 or 2, and then life gets crazy, or you just lose motivation, and things don't go along. This is not to shame any of you. It's totally fine. You're not always ready to get things to move, to bring them into reality, and keep up with it sometimes. And sometimes the valuable thing is just the beginning. And then, because it bothers me sometimes when people say, oh no, you just started and then you quit. Of course, if you're always starting and quitting, things can be a little bit, how can I say, our society is not made for those of us. And here, if you have any sort of neurodivergency, you will know what I'm talking about, because society expects consistency. Algorithms expect consistency. They expect you to pick one thing and stick with it. But a lot of you don't work that way. You can start one thing and then drop it and go to the next. And what I wanted to say is sometimes all you needed to learn or to experience was the beginning, and then there's no shame in letting that go. And also, sometimes you have multiple passions and you feel like working on one now and then you work on another one. But I will say that it can be hard to be that way in a society like ours that expects us to pick a niche and work on that. So yeah, I think some of you here have been starting something and never continue with it, and this is a problem. But others of you, you just work that way where you are very good at trying new things, but you feel I don't know why I thought of the word rejected. You feel rejected for that. It's just how your brain works. It's just like the program that runs within you, that you like to experience. Those are sometimes artists. I will give an example. Oh, I want to start a new hobby. I will do collage, or I will start painting, or I will start crocheting, and then you buy everything for it, you try it, and then after a month you don't want to do it anymore. And with time you might feel, oh no, I am so volatile, I need to pick something, what's wrong with me? And if that's you, then that's also your reading. But let's see what Spirit wants to tell you. What's the comforting message Spirit wants to share with you? Oh yeah. Wait. Oh, I thought your pile had an extra card, but no. Okay, that's interesting. We have the, wow, that's so true. And serenity. I will start here with the Wheel of Fortune, because the Wheel of Fortune, in a way, you can, the wheel is always turning, so it's never staying still. It's never, a wheel doesn't pick one place to stay and be there and be parked there. Imagine if you had a car with 4 wheels and it's always stuck in your garage. Then why have a car? Cars are made to move, are made to be, and a wheel, when it turns, like it will reach this point here and soon after this point and this point. So it's going through different phases. It's not speaking, oh no, I will choose to stay at 10 degrees forever. No, it's always changing. And Spirit wants you to know that okay, the algorithm might punish you for that. Society might not value your multi-purpose creative brain, but Spirit does. And actually, I think that's part of the experience your soul wanted to have here. And then we have the Hierophant, because actually the Hierophant could mean, well, it's not that it could mean, but you could think of it that way. The Hierophant represents high institutions, so universities and religion and long-term education and stuff. But at its core, it represents wisdom. It represents mastering something. And one, you could be a very fast learner, and you go through things very fast because you learn everything you needed to learn in that 1 month. For example, I want to learn how to read tarot cards. Some people might spend their entire years dedicated to that, and that's awesome. That's amazing. They will probably have a lot to share, a lot to teach, but you could decide, I want to learn tarot cards, and sit in 1 week or sometimes 1 day, learn everything that you can. And part of reading tarot, for example, is intuition. That's something that you don't learn from a book, and you could easily have that. So in 1 day, 1 week, or whatever, you have learned everything you need to be an amazing tarot reader. Same goes to other things too. Some people spend years of their life learning how to manage a business, but maybe for you, you can capture the essence of what is necessary very fast, and that makes you a master, because you found, I don't want to say you found a formula, but you found a specific way that works for you. But in other cases too, we can think of you being a master at trying new things. You being a master of allowing yourself to go through new beginnings and new phases and let things move and flow through your life without holding to it. And I will tell you, For me, that is much harder than following a script. Because when you live like this, when you're always being called to something new, you're always in movement, it requires a lot of trust, a lot of faith, a lot of courage, because you're, I'm gonna say you're winging it. And the thing is, society might make you feel that winging it is not good enough. And of course, you shouldn't wing everything. Like, please don't try to wing surgery on someone. Don't do that. But jokes aside, when it comes to our lives, to the things we want to do, that's how we live. We are winging it every day. No one knows exactly what to do for the rest of their lives. Even if you try, even if you have a, how do I say this? Even if you have a 5-year plan, for example, that throws us so many surprises that eventually, if you're not flexible, you're gonna have a hard time. So yeah, enough of that. Let's look here. Page of one. Yeah. Those here are my creatives. Those here, my people who have so much to share. So many. You have an awesome inner world with so many ideas, but you are not always capable of sticking with it and getting it past the beginning. Oh, getting pressed in front of me. I will though say something that even though I'm telling you everything, like, it's okay, feel that way, you might still want to stick to one thing, or maybe get one thing or many things past the initial stages. And Spirit wants to tell you this: serenity. The most important relationship you can have is with yourself. This is a time to honor, nurture, and love yourself more by seeking out and removing any negative feelings and emotions that are left over from yesterday. Don't let past issues and resentments interfere with your serenity today. I will interpret this card because I don't agree with every word here. I mean, it's not that I don't agree, it's just I see it differently. Because here it says, love yourself more by seeking out and removing any negative feelings and emotions that are left over from yesterday. And I'm not saying that you should be holding on to negative feelings towards yourself, or that you should harness those bad emotions, but don't get stuck in fear of the fear. Don't get stuck with thinking, oh no, I don't agree with it. Okay, I'm gonna put it down and I'm gonna say what I think. I don't agree with the idea in the spiritual community that we should just let go of all bad feelings and only feel love and light towards ourselves and others, because that's not realistic. We are humans. We will feel all the spectrum of emotions. What I will say, what I think Spirit wants me to tell you, because if they didn't want to tell you this exactly as it is here, they will send you to a different reader, not me. But I will say this. With the rest of your reading, what's coming here, we talked about how algorithms, society, and expectations can paralyze you or want you to stick to one thing, you know? And I think what Spirit wants to say is the most important relationship you can have is with yourself. If you feel like starting 100 projects, then start 100 projects. If you feel like you want to stick with one, and then if that's your case, the message is different. Instead of, okay, I want to stick with one and I can never do it, and I know I won't, I'm not going to try because I know I won't stick with it. Don't let past issues and resentments interfere with your serenity today. If you really have a project that you want to grow, you might be feeling like it's not worth it. Well, I think what Spirit's trying to tell you is, okay, I accept that. I think I was trying to force a message that's not supposed to be for you. Because, no, it's not about you wanting to stick to anything. Because deep down, your soul knows that you are here to explore. You are here to explore. I think what Spirit is telling me is we're not here to resolve anything. You don't need to change. You don't need a solution. Spirit just wants you to know that they see you and they validate your multiple curious hobbies and interests. They are fine with that. They're not just fine. For them, this is how you are, and they accept you, and they see you, and they accept you the way you are. And of course, Spirit wishes you to feel the same, but that's not the main message. It's just Spirit's just telling you you're perfect the way you are. And I know it's hard. They're not saying you're perfect the way you are. Your suffering it's meaningless. You're perfect the way you are. I see you. I see the struggle you're going through. Yeah. There's not much more. I think maybe there's much more here, because this part of the reading is supposed to be a last wisdom or action. And we have the star. Wow, this is really, I'm talking to my creatives here, because the star for me is the card of creativity. It's also, the star is, I think it's a card linked to the Aquarius sign. And Aquarius are like that. They are innovative. They don't think and act the same way as most people do. And also here, you can see the multiple trickles going into the river. That's it. You are here to create change, and when I say create change, that can be a little, how do I say? Create change can put a lot of pressure sometimes on people, and it's not the case here. Create change by creating a life that's unique and authentic to you. That's all. You just need to change not how you feel, because we don't really have the power to change how we feel. So sometimes we do. It's more accepting maybe that you are different, and that changes everything. Because here we have Archangel Sandalphon with the Victory card. And says, your prayers have been heard and answered. Have faith. But more than the message itself, I'm looking at the colors on the wings. You see? There are multiple colors. It's colorful. It's like this. I see you as someone who has a bright, multi-chromed soul in a world, well, maybe everyone else also does, but I don't only see your soul being like that, in a world of people full of neutral colors. And maybe what I'm seeing is more, I'll put it more as clothes, because, you know, maybe the people who have neutral colors here, they also have a bright soul, but they decided to come to this life as a neutral color being. But anyway, I'm sorry. What I wanted to say is, this is your essence. You are like these wings. Stop trying to pick one color and stick with it. And again, I want to acknowledge that acknowledge that, and Spirit also wants to acknowledge that it is hard, and I feel for you to stay authentic and truthful to your own soul in a world that wants us to have the same shape as everyone else. Anyway, this is all I have for you today. Thank you so much for joining me, giving me the absolutely pleasure to read for you, and I hope I will see you again in the next reading. I would like to know if any of that resonated with you, and if you are one of these people with multiple projects and multiple ideas, do let me know what you're currently working with, or all the things you're currently working with. I would love to know that, and I will see you again on the next reading. Bye!